Have you ever noticed that the women who end up in the happiest relationships are not always the most beautiful? They're not always the youngest. They're not always the most successful. Yet somehow, they end up with a man who chooses them fully, not halfway, not when it's convenient, fully. And woman to woman, that raises a difficult question. If a man is truly meant for you, what does that actually look like? Because many women spend years waiting for signs that never come, years hoping, years explaining away behavior that should have been a warning. So today, I want to talk about 5 things that almost always happen when a man is truly meant for you. And the first one may be the most important of all. Number 1, you don't have to convince him to care. Woman to woman, this is where many women lose years of their lives. Not because they aren't lovable, not because they aren't worthy, because they keep trying to convince a man to do something he should want to do naturally. They convince, they explain, they remind, they beg, they negotiate. They ask for more communication, more effort, more consistency, more affection. And after a while, the relationship starts feeling less like love and more like a full-time job. But when a man is truly meant for you, care does not have to be dragged out of him. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying he'll be perfect. He won't. He'll forget things sometimes. He'll make mistakes. He'll have bad days. But his overall behavior will tell you something very important. You matter. Not because he says it, because he shows it. And that reminds me of a woman named Margaret. Margaret was 63 when she met her husband David. By that point, she had already experienced enough disappointment to fill a book. A marriage that failed. Promises that went nowhere, relationships where she always felt like she was the only one trying. So when David entered her life, she expected more of the same. She expected to have to fight for attention, fight for consistency, fight for effort. But something surprised her. She didn't have to. When she was sick, he checked on her. When she had a difficult day, he called. When she needed help, he showed up. Not because she demanded it, because he wanted to. One afternoon, Margaret asked him something she had never asked a man before. She said, "Why do you always make time for me?" And David looked at her and shrugged. Then he said something she never forgot. "Because you're important to me." That was it. No speech. No grand romantic moment, just honesty. And woman to woman, that's what the right relationship often looks like. Not dramatic, not complicated, just consistent. Because people make time for what matters to them. They protect what matters to them. They invest in what matters to them. And when a man is truly meant for you, you won't spend years trying to convince him to care. You'll see the evidence in how he treats you. Number 2, he brings peace, not constant confusion. Woman to woman, this one is bigger than most people realize. Because many women mistake emotional confusion for love. The mixed signals, the hot and cold behavior, the disappearing acts, the uncertainty, the constant wondering. Does he still care? Why hasn't he called? What did he mean by that? Where is this relationship going? And somehow, all that confusion gets labeled passion. But confusion is not passion. Confusion is confusion. When a man is truly meant for you, you don't spend your life decoding him. You don't need your friends to analyze every text message. You don't need to become a detective. His intentions are clear. Not perfect, clear. You know he values you. You know he respects you. You know where you stand. And woman to woman, that kind of peace is incredibly attractive, especially after 60, because by this age, most women are tired of guessing, tired of uncertainty, tired of carrying anxiety into every conversation. The right relationship feels different. You sleep better. You worry less. You stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that peace is worth more than excitement that constantly keeps you on edge. Number 3, he makes decisions with you in mind. This is where many women discover whether they're truly part of a man's future, because anyone can enjoy your company today. The real question is, does he consider you tomorrow? When a man is meant for you, his decisions start changing. Not because you're controlling him, not because you're demanding anything, because that's what people naturally do when someone becomes important. He starts thinking ahead. He considers your schedule, your needs, your feelings, your future. You become part of his decision-making process, and that matters. Because many men will tell a woman she is important, but their choices tell a completely different story. A man who sees you as temporary makes temporary decisions. A man who sees you as part of his future makes different ones. He makes room for you. He includes you. He thinks beyond today. And woman to woman, pay attention to that. Because intentions are easy to talk about. Priorities reveal themselves through actions. Number 4, you feel more like yourself, not less. This might be the most overlooked sign on this entire list, because so many women have spent years shrinking themselves inside relationships, being quieter, being smaller, being less opinionated, less expressive, less ambitious, less themselves, all in an effort to keep the peace, keep the relationship, keep the man. But healthy love doesn't require self-erasure. It doesn't ask you to disappear. It allows you to become more of who you already are. And that reminds me of a woman named Jessica. Jessica loved photography. She always had. But after her divorce, she stopped pursuing it. Life got busy, confidence disappeared, years passed. Then she met Robert. Now here's what made Robert different. He never tried to change her. He never asked her to become someone else. Instead, he kept encouraging her to return to the things she loved. One birthday, he surprised her with a photography workshop, not because he wanted anything, because he remembered how her face lit up whenever she talked about photography. A year later, she was traveling, taking classes, building friendships, doing things she hadn't done in decades. And one day, she realized something. Robert hadn't changed her. He had helped her become herself again. Woman to woman, that's what healthy love often does. It doesn't make your world smaller. It makes your world bigger. You continue growing. You continue learning. You continue becoming. Because the right man doesn't fear your growth. He celebrates it. Number 5, the relationship moves forward. This is the sign many women avoid because it forces honesty, and honesty can be uncomfortable. When a man is truly meant for you, the relationship moves forward. Maybe slowly, maybe imperfectly, but forward. There is movement. There is progress. There are conversations about the future. There are plans. There is growth. Too many women spend years standing in the exact same place, waiting, hoping, being patient, making excuses, telling themselves things will eventually change. Meanwhile, nothing changes. The commitment remains vague. The future remains unclear. The relationship remains stuck. And woman to woman, stagnation is often an answer. Not the answer we want, but an answer nonetheless. Because people move toward what they genuinely want. A man who sees a future doesn't spend forever standing still. He takes steps. He creates momentum. He builds something. Not overnight, but consistently. And that's the difference. Before we end today, I want you to notice something. What wasn't on this list? Beauty wasn't on this list. Money wasn't on this list. Chemistry wasn't on this list. Grand romantic gestures weren't on this list. Because those things can be wonderful, but they don't determine whether someone is truly right for you. What determines that is consistency, clarity, peace, growth, progress. The right man doesn't make you beg for effort. He doesn't make you question your worth. He doesn't make you feel like loving you is a burden. Instead, his behavior makes your life better. Not perfect, better. And woman to woman, that's often how you know. Because when a man is truly meant for you, you stop wondering where you stand. You start seeing it in his effort, in his actions, in his priorities, in his consistency. And sometimes that tells you everything you need to know. If this conversation spoke to your heart today, let me know in the comments and tell me, which of these 5 signs do you think matters most? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care of yourself and never settle for a relationship that requires you to convince someone to value what should have been obvious all along.